All right, back to the situation at our southern border. Fentanyl, now the leading cause of death for Americans ages 18 to 45. Think about that. That is now the leading cause of death in this country for that age group. Our next guest introduced the Fentanyl Penalties Parity Act, which is the first consequential legislation to actually penalize fentanyl crimes in this country. Joining us now for more, that bill's sponsor, Wisconsin Congressman Glenn Grothman. Congressman, good morning. Great to have you on. Sir, you are the only person in the House who really seems to care about this issue. This is the first, probably the only piece of legislation that I've seen that addresses this and actually penalizes instead of rewarding people that bring this incredibly deadly drug across our southern border. Tell us about it.
Well, absolutely. And we're dealing with mandatory minimums here. We're reducing the amount of fentanyl it takes to get to a mandatory minimum, so you're going to get a good long prison sentence if you are convicted of fentanyl-related crimes. You know, fentanyl is so bad. Like you said, we've had 100,000 deaths in the last 12 months. Now, by comparison, for people my age, there were 57,000 people who died in the Vietnam War. So in that war lasted about 12 years.
Right.
So you have twice as many people dying every year because of fentanyl. Part of our problem is, of course, the prosecutors are not being as aggressive as they can around the country. So the same thing that's causing this massive spike in murders is causing a spike in the number of people dying of fentanyl.
Yeah, and fentanyl 50 times more deadly than heroin. Put that into perspective. You know, when I was a little kid, heroin was like, I mean, that was out of this world, that drug. Anybody that was on heroin had real problems. Fentanyl is that much worse, and people that are not drug addicts don't even know they're ingesting fentanyl, and they die, essentially.
Right. They put it in heroin or something, and a 19, I heard the other day, one of the congressmen talking about a 22-year-old kid.
Exactly. We had a mom on the other morning. I just want to ask you about why there isn't more bipartisan support for a bill like this. Like, this is why you elect people to go to Washington. It's to pass legislation like this.
The Democrats don't care. You can see on fentanyl, as with other things, their goal is less people in prison. And at the southern border, which is the other thing that we have to do, because like 100% of the fentanyl is coming across the southern border, the Democrat policy is let as many people here illegally as possible. So they don't care about the fentanyl because they want an open border and they don't want people in prison.
Yeah, it's not even a border anymore. It's like a turnstile. You know, you just walk right through. Could you tell us a little bit about, I don't think people know where fentanyl actually comes from. We know that more than 80% is made in China, prepared in China, and then it actually comes into the U.S. across the southern border. Is that accurate?
I think it's accurate to say, or at least I'm told by my sources in the drug enforcement community, that about 100% of the fentanyl eventually is coming across the southern border. So you can't say that you care at all about fentanyl unless you're willing to make some investment in that southern border. And we saw a continuing resolution earlier this week in which one more time the Democrats insisted we can spend more money on everything under the sun, but you better not hire a new border patrol agent.
Congressman, I want to talk about the mask situation. Democrats are finally, they realize that we're 270 days from the midterm elections. 9 out of 10 states that have lifted the mask mandates or have indicated that they will do so, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, among them yesterday with New York, are run by Democratic governors. Do you think that politics is playing a role in this, or are they still the party that follows the science?
Oh, overwhelmingly politics, but it'd be nice if they would get a little bit involved in the science and open up or free up the doctors to prescribe different drugs if people do get COVID. And I believe to this day, we're having over 2,000 people a day die in this country. And perhaps influenced by some drug companies, doctors are forbidden to give drugs that a lot of them feel would save lives.
Congressman Glenn Grothman from Wisconsin, great to have you back on. We appreciate it, sir. Thanks so much for joining us.
Glad to see you again.
You too. Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.